Here's a weird consequence of teaching that no one ever thinks about before they go in to education, and that is trying to decide a name for your own child once you've been a teacher. And it must be so hard for the partners of teachers, because I remember it when we were deciding names for our kids, that you're just vetoing everything, and your partner must be going through lists and lists, and you're like, no, like that scene out of Ted.
The Autumn, Ruby, Taylor, Tyra, Tammy, Lauren, Charlene, Chantel, Courtney, Misty, Jenny, Krista, Mindy, Noelle, Shelby, Trina, Reba, Cassandra.
And I bet these partners who have got names that they've had for years cannot wait to have a child, because this name has means so much. Suggest it to their teacher partner and they're like, there's no way in a million years. Because every time I say that name, it reminds me of the child who made my life a living hell for a year. And I was reminded of this because I was talking to a teacher friend who's going to be having a baby, and we were laughing about how impossible it is to choose a name because everything that gets suggested reminds you of a child you've taught. But then Asa said, do you think there's any teachers out there that have named their own child based on a child they've taught? You know, a child was such a pleasure to teach that you ended up liking the name, which may well be possible. I've never heard of that. And of course, teachers don't have favourites. It tends to be the opposite end of the scale, doesn't it? Here's a list of names that are going on the no list because the children I've taught with these names have been the spawn of Satan. And therefore, we're not going to say these names ever again to hopefully not trigger my PTSD.